was created for this. Yeah, I've been waiting on this. I'm taking my shot, I won't miss. Taking my shot, it's gon' switch. I know this is God's plan, I won't quit. This is His plan, I won't quit. I was created for this. Yeah, I've been waiting on this. Second guessing is over. I'm getting closer. Every door that was shut, heaven is open. Closed captions on every word spoken. Watching my words cause I'm chosen. And I cannot fail to commit. This is my time and I know it. I gotta show it. Shine brightest in the moonlight. Shine brightest in the nighttime. Been waiting on my time. I was created for this. Yeah, I've been waiting on this. I'm taking my shot, I won't miss. Taking my shot, it's gon' switch. I know this is God's plan, I won't quit. This is His plan, I won't quit. I was created for this. Yeah, I've been waiting on this. Second guessing is over. I'm getting closer. Every door that was shut, heaven is open. Closed captions on every word spoken. Watching my words cause I'm chosen. And I cannot fail to commit. This is my time and I know it. I gotta show it. Shine brightest in the moonlight. Shine brightest in the nighttime. Been waiting on my time.
Peace, family. How you all doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Ascendant Astrology, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I will be discussing the weekly astrology for June 24th to the 30th. Starting with Monday, the moon will be in Aquarius, sextile North Node in Aries. So this is very social. You might join a group or hang out with friends. It is the moon, so we are connecting emotionally with others. And the moon will trine Jupiter in Gemini. So this is like meetings, team building, going out to dinner, lunch with coworkers or friends, planning a group get together or an event on Zoom or just an event in general. And then a little later in the afternoon, the moon will square Mars. And this can be like heated interactions on social media. Aquarius rules like politics and things of that nature. So there could be heated discussions about politics. And money matters because Mars is in Taurus and how that's going to affect the future because Aquarius also rules the future. But the moon wants to feel comfortable, rewarded, sensual. And because it's Mars, this could be what we're driven to. These will be our actions is for peace, comfort, and to be rewarded, sensual. This is definitely some really great sex. Doesn't have to be. This could also be like a good workout. This could be a good cry. None of those ugly cries, or even crying because you're angry. I think that's the goal here is to stay out of conversations related to politics. That's probably going to be your best bet, or even money, conversations for that matter, to avoid conflicts. Um, you're better off doing something social with people and saving those conversations for another time, because this really wouldn't be the right time. I mean, most people don't go out on a Monday night anyways, but not everybody has that responsibility to have to worry about what night they go out on. So, it's going to be different for everybody. Um, but yeah, shit, you might not have the money to go out uh, with Mars there, because Mars is ruled by Aries, it's fiery, so you could burn up all your money and not have money to go out anyway. And somebody might be mad about that. Imagine that, right? Um, Tuesday, the moon's still in Aquarius with sextile Chiron. So Chiron is the wounded healer. Um, and it's in Aries. And so we've had this transit for a while. We've been doing some deep healing. Um, but I feel like this could bring up like feeling wounded based on discussions you might have had the previous day. If you get yourself into some kind of conflict or heated discussion. Um, or just feeling emotional about the conversations that are being had online. If you're watching those things, you might not be participating or having them, but even if you're watching it on television or wherever this is happening, maybe you're a innocent bystander in a conflict, and it could be between friends or people that you really care about or are close to, and it affects you emotionally in some way. This could be with friends in a group. Um, you know, um, maybe in a meeting from earlier that day, there might be some things that were kind of like against your values and beliefs. Um, with the Mars and Taurus as your values. Um, Especially if there are conversations about like the budget at work. Um, and you could be getting some information that's like, damn, this is going to affect my future goals budget wise. Um, on the opposite side of this, you can feel really empowered because you feel like you have your own perspective and you're independent and connecting to the right people. So everybody's going to be at a different place with this. And then the moon will square Uranus in Taurus. So this is going to bring up power struggles in your groups, friendships, that kind of force some kind of social change, right? Uranus is chaos, disruption, and it could be a little unexpected. It might be kind of blindsiding you, and you're not really expecting it, but um, it's going to feel more like, well, after you get over your feelings, it's going to feel more like, well, I guess that's something I just needed to know. It could feel like, well, it's better to know now than to have gotten further down the road, to make these decisions to change your the people that you hang with socially, or the groups of politics, even that you're on the side of, if you're into that type of thing. Um, and so this could even be at a job. There could be some kind of like change in management, and people might not like that. Whomever it is, it's somebody that you might not think is a good leader or capable of managing. Um, and you feel that it's going to affect your longevity at that job. There could be a lot of people stepping down at work and changing positions in this way. People even being added to your team. at work. And so this could mean later down the line, your future plans mean that you might not want to work there anymore because of the changes that are going on, or the people who will be in placed in power might not match with who you feel like is best for you or what's best for you. Again, this could also be financial challenges, challenges with your budget, challenges with a bank, and marketing issues, of course. I do think that they're going to be announcing something on Thursday around the budget, and this is going to change whether or not they're going to decrease the taxes or whatever. And so, on the one hand, you might think this information doesn't affect you, but depending on whether or not the information that comes out about um, how the economy is doing, this could further prolong them from um, decreasing the interest rates. I think I said taxes. It's interest rates. Um, and it works for people who have money either way, to be quite frank. But for people who don't and they're living paycheck to paycheck, this is a problem because, nobody really has the money for inflation and higher rates and, all this stuff. And so this information that comes out on Thursday could highly be affecting people's emotions and moods when it comes to future plans around spending habits. Um, and kind of what is, and you having to decide what is and isn't valuable or worthy of spending on anymore. You might have to change up your budget plan and travel plans and how much you socialize and go out and things of that nature. Or this could be having you thinking like, I need a job that's going to give me more money. Um, or even starting a side hustle or gaining another a second job so that you can be able to do these things. It's going to be different for everybody. Not everybody might be that motivated, but it might be something to consider. Um, and then Wednesday, the moon moves into Pisces. And Pisces is very sensitive. It's going to be a very sensitive day. Um, if you can go to a pool, a beach, or take a bath, um, water is going to help you through these emotional waters. Um, we might want more privacy. We might want to retreat or sleep more. And you want to honor those things if you can, obviously, so that you can still be effective and productive during the day, especially with the just having had the Capricorn full moon. We're already like being prompted, if you will, to do those types of things, to be proactive and productive. And so hopefully people have some kind of plan or schedule throughout the day where you get to take naps or just rest, relax, and retreat. Sitting on your butt and not letting that make you feel less than or that you're not doing anything. This is a part of the process. If you don't have good sleep, you're not going to be on your A game. Capricorn wants mastery and to some extent perfection, even though we know perfection is not real, but in their mind, it's like if it's not perfect, then it ain't right. And so you have to have some kind of comfort within yourself to know that whatever it is you are doing, that it is going to make you feel that way. And that could be a limitation or some kind of constraint that you feel if you don't feel that way. Um, and so be mindful of that, trying to find your happy space. And that's what you take time to rest and retreat for. I feel like it makes you think more realistically, right? And not so emotionally. Um, mm, Be careful with overdoing things, oversleeping, overthinking, overdrinking, too much internet and social media, and storms. There might be a lot of storm warnings. They can be random and out of the blue too. Um, so uh, be mindful of those things. Maybe perhaps checking the weather every day if you don't before you leave, especially if you're traveling public transportation. All right. Um, and then the moon in Pisces will sextile Mars in Pisces. This can be feeling grounded and productive. Um, um, I like this steady pace. I don't know why whenever I think of Taurus, I think of a crescendo, like let the beat build, and so this could be feeling like um you have a steady schedule, you're working through your, whatever your schedule is throughout the day successfully, feeling grounded, and you'll feel complete and productive as you do those things. Maybe this could even be, I'm getting like the vision of checking things off a list. And then the moon in Pisces will trine the sun in Cancer. This is very happy energy, reflective, especially on the past. A good cry, listening to um, your intuition. Um, but it's also, the moon is like home, family matters, parents, children. Um, and so maybe even perhaps finding some kind of harmony within your home and family life. Um, or there could be like talks and discussions about the past that make you cry, want to cry, and or even like I wish I still had this, or remember when that happened, and I wish I could have that again. Something about a need or uh wanting something fulfilling again, when it comes to home and family roots, your lineage, where you come from, where you were born, even like visiting an old neighborhood. It could be stuff like that are kind of bringing up emotions. I don't think these are sad tears. They could be, um, but I'm really getting more like, happy memories of things that you wish you still had and maybe perhaps don't. Or even things that you wish you could have and don't. So you could be like watching a real family oriented movie, and it's the family dynamics in there are amazing, and you're like, I wish I had that, or you're interacting with like friends and family, friends that are like family. They could be providing that for you, but it could also be friends that are like family, and you're seeing their family dynamics. And it's like making you emotional. Um, and so this is about taking all that in, have your moment, respond how you will, but then, take notes and sit down and start planning how you can incorporate those things into your life. What do you have to do that? It might be a lot of work depending on your family dynamic, but it's going to be worth doing whatever it is it takes to build that, because emotionally you're going to be feeling the need to do that anyway. Um, and then the moon in Pisces will trine Venus in Pisces. And so this could be about receiving love and harmony, um, having dinner with the family, a movie night or a date night, and you could be having some wild dreams. I really, really love Wednesday, um, honestly. And then Thursday, the moon in Pisces, again, is reflective, sad, being in bed, isolating, being vulnerable and supportive to people who are going through things or have less than you, wherever you can give back in any kind of way or support in any kind of way, especially emotionally. Um, it could be very rewarding and fulfilling. Um, if you are in isolation and just want to be in bed, just make sure it's not depression. Obviously, because it's in the energy of Pisces, you would probably know if this is depression, it's probably something that's been going on. And you want to acknowledge that, or take a bath, or doing some kind of like aromatherapy stuff to uplift your mood. Perhaps seeing a counselor or some kind of, you know, hypnotherapist or something like that to help you get out of the funk. Maybe going for a walk um, might help. Um, or talking about your feelings with somebody, maybe writing too could be helpful. Um, find something to help you work through it. Um, it's going to be a good idea. This could also be like signs and symbols that you're seeing and getting messages on which way to move, what to do, and how to handle things. Um, Listening to music, painting, doing some visionary work. Um, and so if you have the opportunity to be where these things are being taken place at, this could also help um, with the emotions of this energy. Um, the moon will in Pisces will be between Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. Saturn is limitations, and Neptune is like mental health and drugs and things of this nature. And so we can see a lot of issues with mental health, drugs and alcohol, fear, paranoia, not seeing things clearly, delusional, um, people having like breakdowns, mental breakdowns. And so again, wherever you can provide help and support, unconditional love, hugs, handshakes, these things are important for you to find a way to help others if you can. Um, Advice, resources. Um, on the flip side to this, if it's not you or somebody that you're close to going through this, it can be somebody having like an outburst of emotions. Um, I feel like it's perhaps somebody who waited too long to tell you something, you know, and I feel like it can show up as somebody showing up at your door, like, I love you. Why don't you see that? Take me back. Um, why don't you love me? Uh, you know, things like that. People sending you songs, uh, you know, long text messages of just like overflowing emotions. Uh, People calling and calling and calling and kind of refusing to not allow you to limit them anymore, of showing them their feelings, right? That's not funny. That stuff can happen though with this energy. They can feel like they're between a rock and a hard place, but there wants to be this outburst of emotion and feeling. And it could look like if somebody's having a mental breakdown, a breaking point, uh, a cry for help, uh, acting out. Um, yeah. And the moon in Pisces will sextile Uranus and Taurus. And if we're doing this the right way, we can feel recharged, grounded, uh, and like we have the ability to drown out the noise in the world. And so, again, the key here is to stay out of politics and these kinds of other conversations that could really affect your mood and how you feel, and even how you respond to things because of information that you're receiving or things that you're watching. Um, that is the goal uh, in order to stay mentally sane. But everybody might not have that ability to do so. And so Friday, the moon moves into Aries. This is a completely different energy. It's like shell shock, because Aries is upbeat, fiery, independent, outgoing, taking leadership, being assertive, getting things done, independent, very active, daring, focused on our emotions. And then the moon in Aries will square Mars and Taurus. And so you can feel like starting something, initiating something, working on something. Be careful for being impatient. Um, and this could be around your home again and family life because of the moon. The moon rules your home and family, children, parents. This could even, because it's Mars, or Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is in Taurus. This could be like cleaning your home, changing something in your home. Maybe you just want to move things around. Um, or you're like painting, um, redecorating essentially. If you're not getting any kind of work done on your home. But it's summertime, so people could be getting fans, air conditioners, putting them in, or having them, fixed if they've broken down or something like that. Some kind of fixtures or changes to the home, because Mars is like construction. It can be related to construction or again some kind of fixtures or something of that nature. And maybe this is even waiting for the maintenance people to come and make some changes or fix something. And you're going to have the motivation to get whatever it is done. Just know that plans can get delayed, things can get rescheduled, um, which leads to you having to do something yourself. Because Mars is independent and it really is impatient. It's like, fuck it. You could have gone through all this work of planning all this stuff that you want to do for your home, but you needed some kind of help, or it's like you live with other people and you're having these conversations with other people. Well, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? When are we going to do this? When's the best time to do all these kinds of things? And then people don't show up, or they're ambivalent about the change, and you could just get really fed up and be like, whatever, I'm going to do it anyway. That could cause some problems, clearly, right? But I think it's going to be something that happens regardless. But this is about, some kind of need, something that you need in your home. And so it could be health wise, doesn't have to be, but it could be about your mental stability and just emotionally feeling better about something in your home that you need. So it's not necessarily unwarranted if you decide to do something on your own, if it's that serious. It's like, oh well, I did ask, I did bring it up, I did try to have this conversation with you, and I have this health problem and I need this and I need that. This is about your needs, right? We're talking about the moon, something that you need in your home to feel a certain way, or to have something, or to be better, healthier in some kind of way. that is being discussed that people that have to get on the same page about, or again, it's maintenance or whatever it is. There's some kind of delay, limit, disagreement, not seeing eye to eye type of thing going on here that could lead you to do it on your own anyway, regardless of what everybody else thinks. And then Mercury's going to square Chiron. Like I said, words can hurt. So be careful with what you're reading, writing, thinking, and communicating, especially from aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews. Mercury is ruled by Gemini and Virgo. This could also be co-workers and things happening at work, with people at work. And Gemini's aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, and siblings, and neighbors, right? This could be like disturbance of the peace type of stuff going on. You got a neighbor who's consistently, and you can't sleep, and you're not functioning well during the day to get the things done that you need because this person is making some kind of, public disturbance, some kind of neighborhood watch stuff, or I mean, it could be all these kinds of things here going on that's causing some kind of pain, wound, um, you know, yeah. So somebody could leave a note on your door, or you leave a note on somebody else's door. It's like, fucking bitch, I told you not to, it's hurtful words. Um, Pisces rules the feet. Somebody's feet could be funkier than another fucker, stanking up the whole house. My mental health is affected by this. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like different things. It's going to be different for everybody. By the way, family, if you want your weekly reading specific to you and your chart, you can become a Patreon member. I do weekly readings a week in advance so that you could be working on these things, but it'll be specific to you and your birth chart. To kind of help you get through these things. And it's not like last minute where you have to like hurry up and catch up to get the weekly news. You'll have it a week in advance. And there's a whole bunch of other great stuff going on over there on Patreon. Yeah, so there's that. But, you know, this can be some family issues here for sure. It could even be old wounds, past wounds too, that are coming up um, with this energy that people like, why are you bringing up old shit? That should happen. And so reopening hurtful wounds and words, um, that it's a time to hopefully resolve them and somebody's not wounding, but it could be, especially because Saturn is going to be going retrograde. I'll be doing a bigger video on that. Hopefully have that posted for Wednesday. But these things, these kinds of things can be coming up. It could even be just pain from trauma, childhood trauma. That something else outside of you is going on. Again, what you're watching, what you're listening to, what you're scrolling on, um, text messages, emails coming through that can feel very hurtful. And uh, you're being triggered. An old wound, a past wound, or past trauma is being triggered in some kind of way that has you reflecting. It's giving you another opportunity to actually really heal through something, uh, and not just water it down or understand that um, pain heals with time, And so even if you are upset, accept that. Have that moment, do what you need, have that angry cry, be frustrated about it, maybe break down some. This would be really great energy if you do have some home like demolition work that needs to be done. It's a great way to get out some anger. Um, or if you have some kind of artistic thing, or again, music, walking, baths, aromatherapies, these types of things will be really good to invest in if you have some old past trauma coming up that's not particularly related to anyone, but you're watching something, seeing something, hearing something, reading something that brings up these kind of wounds. It's like, um, damn, you can have that feeling like, shit, this really does still hurt me that these things happen. And maybe you haven't gotten any forgiveness or closure on these things, right? And so keep, continue doing the work. Time heals all wounds. Okay, Saturday, the moon will conjunct Chiron. Some more of the same thing. Moon in Aries, Chiron and Aries conjunction, meaning they're within 5 degrees of one another. And so, this is heated, self-focused conflict with others, heated actions, heated words. If you're being impatient, hostile, or aggressive, pushing somebody to do something, it's going to be harder to deal with this. Uh, the idea is to find a neutral party to resolve these issues. Um, Again, past hurt can resurface. You can be triggered by someone's actions that make you realize we haven't really healed from something from the past. Moon is the mother. I say parents in general. Um, again, because Saturn is going retrograde and Saturn is the father or even authority figure. So this could be stuff at work too. A boss in particularly. Ooh, I don't like it. But mother's family lineage, roots, reminiscing about family events. Saturn goes retrograde on Saturday. And so Saturn is reflecting on boundaries, responsibilities, structure, so that we're not repeating past patterns. This could even be disillusionment due to your values. Um, um, Asking yourself, do your values align with your goals to provide a solid foundation for your life? These things are going to be important. They're going to come up heavy, especially with Saturn going retrograde. And so, you know, just you know, feel it out. I feel like Sunday is going to be much of the same. Um, do what you can, make of it what you will, but don't stay there. Come up with solutions. Find resources. Ask for help. Um, or do the aromatherapy healing. Maybe a spiritual practitioner can help you go into church and things like that. Um, if you're not a spiritual person in that way, you're more religious rather. It's going to be different for everybody, but the idea is to not run from them. Whatever's coming up, address them. Because Saturn going retrograde is going to be all about addressing these things that are coming up. If you run from them, they're going to go deeper into your subconscious, and that can lead to mental health. It could cause you to react and not see things clearly, to make assumptions about people, places, and things, and that's not real. It's just that you haven't healed. Um, and that could be a problem. So take this time to relax and retreat. Don't feel bad about it. Know that this is an internal process. Change happens every single day, bit by bit, brick by brick, right? So honor that. Um, Hold space for it. Um, and then make sure you release it by talking about it. Sorry, I had to take this time off. My mind wasn't in the right space. I didn't want to put that on anybody, and that's okay. If people don't understand that, these are the people that you know as a social change that you need to make. Okay, I can't mess with this person no more because they don't even know the difference between me taking time to heal myself and how important that is so that I don't hurt them, you know? Uh, yeah. So, as usual, family, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.